Let's talk about the most expensive habit nobody warns you about, being a people pleaser. You think it's free. You think you're just being nice. But nah, being a people pleaser will drain your wallet, your time, and your peace faster than Amazon Prime on payday. You ever agree to something knowing full well you didn't want to do it? And while you're smiling and saying, yeah, sure, your brain is screaming, why are we like this? That's people pleasing. It's not kindness, it's unpaid emotional labor. And some of y'all been doing overtime with no benefits. People pleasing sounds harmless until you check your bank account. Because apparently, being helpful now costs $287 and your weekend. You say yes to dinner you can't afford. You buy gifts you didn't budget for. You loan money you knew you'd never see again. And then you're sitting at home like, why am I broke but everyone else is happy? Because your boundaries are free, but your yes has a price tag. Being a people pleaser is expensive because you're constantly paying to avoid discomfort. You're buying approval, you're renting peace, and you're financing friendships that should have been free. When you say yes just to keep the peace, you're choosing temporary comfort over long-term stability. And that's how people go broke trying to look nice. We all know a helpful friend who will go broke trying to look generous. You know, they'll buy dinner for 10 people like they just closed a business deal, then cry in the car on the way home because rent's due Friday. Or maybe it's you. You feel guilty saying no. You'd rather sacrifice your budget than risk disappointing someone. But here's the truth. If your kindness keeps costing you peace, it's not generosity anymore. It's people-pleasing debt. You ever loan money to someone who swore, I'll pay you back next week? Then, next week comes and they are on vacation, sipping margaritas with your down payment. Now you mad, but you can't say anything because you didn't want to seem rude. Nah, you're not rude. You're just tired of sponsoring other people's bad decisions. Stop being the unpaid accountant of your friend group. People-pleasing isn't generosity. It's insecurity in disguise. You're scared they'll stop liking you if you stop saying yes. But the people who only like you when you're useful never liked you in the first place. You don't owe anyone constant access to your money, your time, or your energy. Boundaries aren't mean, they are financial protection. Because no is free, but saying yes to everyone will keep you emotionally and financially broke. Start asking yourself, can I afford this? Emotionally or financially? If the answer's no, that's your sign. You're allowed to pause before saying yes. You're allowed to disappoint people who benefit from your lack of boundaries. Every time you say no to something draining, you're saying yes to your future stability. And that's the kind of peace you don't have to buy back later. Delay your yes. You don't owe anyone an instant answer. Say, let me check and get back to you. Create a giving budget. Decide in advance how much you're willing to lend or spend on others. When it's gone, it's gone. No guilt. Practice saying no calmly. Not, no, sorry. Just, no, that doesn't work for me right now. Stop explaining yourself. Explanations invite negotiation. You're not running for office. You're protecting your energy. Being a people pleaser feels like being the nice one, but it's really being the drained one. And the cost isn't just money. It's resentment, stress, and self-neglect. You can be kind and have boundaries. You can be generous without being broke. And you can love people without losing yourself in the process. So next time you feel guilty for saying no, remember this. Peace is cheaper than pleasing everybody. Comment, no is my new savings plan if you're done paying for other people's comfort. Because the only approval that should cost you anything is the one from your bank.